We might just have to wait 5 minutes for the draw. Well, it's back. Can you hear us? There's a sound on, Jay?
Yeah, everything seems
Sort
good.
it out. Looks like we're back.
Raise 4 suited for John. Raises 260 from gun.
Queen 3-2.
A nice little flop here. We'll draw a nut flush draw. Versus big blind, queen high board. Happy to see bet this one. See what size John goes for. I think third's fine here, 55k.
Yep.
Around that sort of remit. Versus the big blind, goes even smaller, opts for quarter. 140 into 165.
Hey Chrissy, nothing for the draw, just have to play this event. And the seats are for the players who have played. Is it just the main event?
Just the main event. It's the unique entries for whatever your first unique entry was in. So day 1A, day 1B turbo.
Yeah.
You're going for the draw for that. So the people in the turbo are going to have the best chance, obviously, because it's going to be a smaller field. Oh, total. So you can be in all 3 draws.
No, just unique entries.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Right,
One big wheel.
So we got one big wheel. So we'll spin it 3 times, I'm guessing. Okay, that makes sense. So
hopefully everybody's back now after that little glick.
yeah, I'd love to see double barrel here from John Tower. Just with ace high, but we've got heaps of equity and Artan peeling in the big blind. He's going to have a lot of deuce X, 3X, these type of straight draws. And we can also set up 3 barrels versus some queen X by the river. Like all the 1 pair holdings are just going to be in the blender facing 3 streets here, and I'm a really big fan of this double barrel here from John with just ace high and good equity. We just put a lot of Artan's range in the cage. Obviously the queen X is going to be continuing, but the deuce X, the 3X, all this 4-5, 4-6, ace 4, ace 5, that's going to be getting out of the way. So I'm a really big fan of this double barrel from John, and does get Artan to fold. Nicely played, sir.
Oh, here we go.
Here we go again. Let's not freeze this time. Right, so how are we going to see this?
What are you looking at?
I'm all right. I'm under 30. I've got good eyesight. It looks like Zongming Lao. Oh no, it's just gone. It's Leon Lewis.
It was on our feature table.
Zongming missed out by a millimetre.
Oh yeah, as if you whatever.
Leon Lewis.
It bubbled. Here we go. Number 2. You can't see any.
Yes,
of
I
that.
can.
You can't.
Big C. So Big C as well as see into the 888 main event. One more, guys.
One more. As if. If you get it right. If you get it right, I'll buy you myself.
Lee Wang.
Lee Wang. Who was on our last 2 tables.
So they're the 3. They are the 3. Lee Wang, Bixie Yao and Leon Lewis are going to get themselves a 888 main event ticket for Coventry.
Well done indeed. Well done everybody. Well done for playing this event. 3 seats to the 888. Given away. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
27, count in, I'm not going anywhere, 27.
So that's the draw done. They'll be passed on to the team. So well done to the 3 for playing.
Adam here shoves his 7 big blinds with the Queen 10. It's our turn, so he might call it off, but shouldn't be calling with the ace-4 in theory. Should be just hitting the mark. It is only a 7.5 BB jam, but it's how our equity fares versus range. That's how we make these decisions, and we never have Adam in a dominated spot. He can have ace-deuce, ace-3. However, these hands we're just going to chop against unless one of us hit our kick out. And then the times he has all this king-queen, queen-jack, all these type of holdings, we're going to have like between 55 and 60%, not much equity past the coin flip. And then the times that Adam has us dominated with the pairs, with the better ace X, we're drawing to 30% or under. So that's why these offsuit low down ace X aren't good candidates to be calling off jams. However, they can be good candidates as reshoves when we are making the move. However, Adam does deserve a bit of luck after what occurred with the ladies. Not getting any help there. But the help's not been coming on the flop today. It's always been turn or river so far.
Okay, here comes the 10 of spades then. Or is it 10 of clubs?
Jack would be fun.
Nope.
Oh, look at this.
Here we go.
Double gutted now.
Here we go. Now we can have an 8.
Queen, Jack, 10, 8.
Oh,
there we go.
it is
Date with an 8 for Adam.
Running straights again. Running straights. Time after time after time. So the free roll is on at 6 o'clock. Good luck if you're playing it. The password is the nuts.
That's all I can say. Genuinely.
Ace king suited, 4 works out, raises to 60k.
The free roll is there, Steve. The free roll is definitely there. Just tip on all. no. The nuts, Neil. The nuts. THENUTS. All lowercase. No, I'm not playing, unfortunately. I'm not playing. Too much on. Gotta get JST running all sorts, then he wants waters, then he's looking after, then he has to have a break. You know what it's like. You've got time to play a free roll. I ain't got time to win a free roll. Do you know how many times I've cashed in that free roll?
10.
You can count on 2 fingers. So John is chip leader with the big hand before the dinner break. Here's king and queens. Thanks, Ben. You've cashed in the free roll as many times as Towers Treble's coming.
Once then.
Well, for all you lovely people, there'll be a Towers Treble in Luton in 3 weeks' time.
Oh, better get the holiday form into Boovie. There's a hill in the calf, 9-7 of hearts. Expect him to open this one. So Hill's been playing. Makes it 60k, and Giaz here, very nice hand to just make it 150 versus Sahil. I'm going to go for the full 3x, and like I don't see, even like regulars on the tour tower, I don't see enough people like choosing a size dependent on our opponent's stack size. Like they just keep with the same size throughout, keeping the 3x, which is fine in position when we're deeper and most stages of the tournament. But in an FT, like the 3-bet sizing can be so much smaller, and like 2.5x is going to be perfectly fine. Always to do with opponent's stack size. Like there's situations like you can 3-bet. Someone could open under the gun on a final table. You could have 12, 13 big blinds plus 1, and you can 3-bet ace queen and make it like 4 BBs and then fold to a shove. Like these are actually a thing. You can actually choose really, really small sizes. It's just down to the stack size in question. The smaller the stack size, the smaller the 3-bet. And it just comes down to tell when we are 3-betting these shorter stacks. If we choose a size that we're going to have to call off if they 4-bet rip, then we're never going to get our opponent to rip as a bluff. And if we choose a size where we actually have chips behind and we can fold to a 4-bet rip and balance that with our value and both our bluffs, then it becomes a lot more difficult for our opponents. And obviously chips are going to be very valuable at this stage. Not wanting to put like over 3 big blinds in as a 3-bet and then have to fold to a 4-bet.
So John's chip leader C9 with the 1 gappers gets out of the way. To Sahil in C1. What's he making it? 65?
Yeah, just a min click. So
No, straight 60.
Longmar looks like he's got a decision, just waiting for the action to catch up. Looks like going to be going for 3-bet.
Yes, indeed. With ace king suited. All folding back round to Sahil in C1.
Yeah, this could be curtains tower. Well, I say curtains, the second best hand seems to keep getting there on this final table, but he is probably going to be getting this in, drawing to 3 outs for his tournament life. Start the hand with 22 bigs. We open late position. There's a 3-bet from one of the bigger stacks, and we've got a nice potential candidate to just send. We can still get folds from Longmouth. We can see Longmouth won't be folding and we'll be calling it off if he does choose to go with it. Yeah, that's the other thing. Ben makes a point. Previous 3-bets from Longmouth have been queens and 4-3 off, very polar. And that's the other thing. If Sahil knows that Longmouth 3-bet the early position open earlier with the 4-3 offsuit, then I think he'd always be jamming. But as Ben say, if it's polarised, it's going to be one of these situations where we're either going to get the snap fold or the snap call, and does go for all in and sees the snap call and he's not going to like it. Up against the ace king, drawing to 3 outs is Sahil Chitani.
So here we go. Sahil. Sahil Chitani, ace queen, he's all in against Longmouth with ace king. We've got a flop of king jack 2, so we need a 10 and there's only one left. There's only the case 10.
400 big blind, 800 big blind, anti-800 with 6 cards. That's 400, 800, 800.
And it's a 2. Longmouth fam has just taken out Sahil Chitani.
Yeah, Sahil taking £6,950.
Well played, sir.
Ben, it wasn't. I double checked that because I wanted to make sure the 4-3 off weren't a graphic error. It was. He did have the 4-3 off.
So we lose one from the FT. Great effort, Sahil. The free roll is on now. Good luck if you're playing. The password is the nuts. Midi says I'm all in.
First hand is V-pipped, all final table.
Yep.
And it's a shove, gets it through.
Please tell me the easiest way to find an app on the phone. Which app, Richie? Grosvenor Poker, the Poker Live app, GrosvenorCasino.com, And the password is the nuts, all one word, all lowercase.
What a game this is, Tower. Longmouth was basically out. He had 8s versus queens.
Yep.
On a 10, on a 9-7 brick board, and found the backdoor straight when it was all in free for his tournament live versus Adam. And now right back amongst it, sitting second in chips.
Yep.
Works out with the kings here. So we see the 10-8-2, 2-heart board. I think this is a board we will have some of the bigger bets on. Might be check or big bet this one versus big blind. Lots of potential straight draws out there, and Wicks out does just opt for the third.
Kings for Wexia, who also was grinding away earlier today. Yeah, Adam has a tendency to hover the cards over the box, which we are trying to keep an eye on. Looks like they're actually in the box, but they're not. But most of the time they're in, like that. There
I think he does that, and then he just holds them in his hand. But
Yeah.
maybe it's just
He
a
puts them
coincidence.
in. He does put them in.
See John here, ace-9 off as the chip leader. I probably would have opened that one, Tower. If it was anyone else sitting under the gun, I wouldn't have opened it. But as the chip leader there, might have opened that one as John.
Matthias, the password is the nuts, all one word.
There's room for Wexiao to open in the cut-off, raises to 65.
Attention dealers and players in the seniors, you have a new level 1500, 3000 with a 3000 big blind ante. It's 15-3-3 next time in the seniors.
Artan defending the Jack 10 in the big, off to a flop. King 8 deuce, 2 hearts. This is just always going to be Wexau's pot, and probably caught up what I'd like to see. 40k thereabouts, 40-45k, somewhere around there. I think this is one we can have an even smaller size one, but goes for the check behind here with this particular combo. 3 of clubs on the turn. It'll be on the client somewhere for those looking for the free roll.
Yeah, make sure all is clicked. That's the only one I would say, including already started.
Oh yeah, it's already running. That's probably why.
Yeah,
they might. Yeah. So does go for the delay. Wexiao gonna do the same job that the flop bet would have done. Just going to win this one here. Nothing Artan can do but fold.
make sure you got things ticked and all sorts. There's all kind of filters you can have nowadays on poker clients. I like to tick the one that says you can win, but I've never found it. There you go. Include free rolls in your search and all late reg and all that malarkey. You'll find it, Colin. It is there.
So Queen Jack suited for GS. Going to open from under the gun, raises to 60. Queen 4 offsuit for John, going to fold raising take for GS.
Now, David A's promotion only lasted one season. It would have carried on for a follow-up, but obviously COVID stopped everything and there was no action in 2020. So we would have done it. It would have been, marketing would have done another season with David, but unfortunately, as we know, everything stopped.
Ace 5 suited for Carlo. Definitely one we can open. Try and pick up lines and ante. GS here. A lot of pressure on Carlo, so good to see jam tower. That's jam, and Carlo's going to have to fold. This is good from Giaz, just putting pressure on one of these middling stacks. We've got a pair facing a late position open, 22 effective, in it goes.
Up to 1.6. The password is the nuts. THENUTS. The nuts.
Open shove gets through from Artown with a suited wheel ace.
Look at them at the top. John Longmount Giaz, 56, 55, 52 bigs. 8 left.
John here with a queen 10. Yeah, he's playing very well, and just because someone's sitting there folding, Sean, doesn't mean that they're knitting it up. He's doing what you're supposed to do at a final table. Like, he's already got one ladder. He come in as a short stack. He's already laddered one spot. He hasn't really had too many hands, but when he gets his spot, like the A7 off on the button, he knows when to take it. And it's just about sitting there. Just don't need to get involved. If the table's playing fairly active and loose, there's potential for hands to collide and people still to bust and make some buy-ins through a ladder. You got to remember the high roller earlier this week. He come in 8 of 8 in the high roller and ended up finishing second. And it was a very similar story to what's happened here so far on the final table. He was just sitting there doing a lot of folding, picking up a pot here and there, just staying afloat, letting others bust, and then ended up getting the runners-up medal. John open from the hijack with the A6 suited. Colin, what I'll do after this hand, I'll load up the client myself and I'll see if I can find it. It's definitely there somewhere because people are in it. So John continues with his gut shot for 60k into 165, so around 40%. And works out, got an easy check call with his middle pair nut kick up. And I'd love to see a double barrel here from John. I'd probably even line up the 3 barrel here on a lot of run outs. I'd really like to see John go a hefty size and like a bigger bet, 2/3 thereabouts, 200k, something around there. This ace is just our card to start representing. It's not going to hit Wexhao unless he's got specifically some ace jack, ace 9 or ace 5. So we just put all of his 9x, jack x, 5x in the blender. And I love the size here. This is really, really nice from John. Credit where it's due. This is a really, really good play from him. Unfortunately, Wexhao has one of these hands that have turned aces up and should just be calling here Wexhao for the reasons that I just spoke about John. John's going to credibly represent this card here. We don't want to fold out a hand like King Queen, King 10, these type of hands that are going to be drawing to less than 10% equity. As well as that, we don't want to set alarm bells off for hands that are going to go for value on the river, for example like the Jack 9 suited, Ace King, Ace Queen. So love to just see a call here from Wexhao. Just want to keep these bluffs in John's range. We need to understand this is a card that the pre-flop opener is going to be double barreling on relentlessly, and the times they do have the strong ace-x, we're going to get the money on the river anyway, and the times that they don't, we potentially let them bluff it off, and he does go for jam there, Wexhao. And I think this is sometimes the case when you're on a final table. You sometimes get scared about flatting. They could get there, this could happen, that could happen, but it's only going to be a small percentage of the time. If you're looking at it over the long run, I think just flatting there, potential to win a big pot, the times that John does want to unload on the river, and I think there are times that he will on that particular board texture. But did go with jam, not the biggest fan of it, but I'm sure Wexhao had his reasons. J 10 here for Arten. Makes it 60. Yeah, it's there. I found it. GUKPT live stream free roll. All I done, I opened up the client, I logged in, I went to the tourney tab, I made sure all the arrows were set as all, and then I sorted by start time. I scrolled down by the late reg bit, and the GUKPT live stream roll free roll is in yellow, and it's at the bottom of the late reg at the moment. It's 5th from bottom of the late reg, so it's there, guys. I don't know why you can't find it, but it's definitely there. So just log in, tourney tab, make sure everything is set to all the arrows below the tourney tab, and then scroll down, sort by starting, scroll down to the late reg bit, and then it's 5th from bottom on the late reg. It's in yellow, it says GUKPT live stream free roll. Hopefully that helps. And the password for the free roll is the nuts, all lowercase, no spaces, the nuts. Liverpool winning, wow, what a turnaround with 10 men as well. Cheers opens to 60k, and Longmail here uses a time bank, so has a decision. King Queen off here, definitely one we can free bet. And with the stacks in question here, we are 55 big blinds deep, so we can go the normal 3x sizing with this stack in question. I think making this like 175 going to be perfectly fine from Longmail. 160. And Gia's just going to have to fold the ace jack unless he fancies the 4-bet. Yeah, and Carlo can't do anything here but fold, and this goes down to fold equity as well. For one, it's a +1 open and a 3-bet on direct left, so Longmail repping a very strong range. And for two, once Longmail has 160 invested, just under a third of his stack, he's probably not going to be folding any hand that is 3-bet to our jam once he'd be getting about 2.5 to 1 on the call. So good fold there from Carlo, like that from him. And I'd like to see fold here from Giaz. One thing I wouldn't like to see is call. I'd like to see fold, and then maybe at a very small frequency go for the 4-bet as a bluff with the ace jack off, and does go with fold. A nice pick up there from Longmail as a bluff. How did Longmail get his stack? Saw him with 400k. So it all started with the 7-3 of clubs. He defended the 7-3 suited off of 5 big blinds, flopped the flush, and Artan flopped the second pair and ended up doubling up. Then it went open from +1 from Adam. Artan flatted, Longmail ship pocket 8s for around, it was around 13 BBs, I think, around 13 bigs. Adam made the call with queens. It come 9, 6, brick, 10 on the turn, 7 on the river, so Longmail made a straight, and then he just won another decent sized pot. I'm trying to recall what it was, bear with me, cogs are turning. Who was it off of? I'm trying to recall.
What's that?
Who Longmail won another decent pot off of? Actually, he might not have. Oh, it was Sahil. We busted Sahil. Ace King versus Ace Queen. Sahil weren't there, that's why I couldn't think. Yeah, thanks for that, Shally. Ace King versus Ace Queen. he had the ace king, Sahil had the ace queen, and Sahil did not get there. And that is how long Mal has spanned his 5 big blinds into first in chips, well, second in chips behind John. No Wexhau opening in the hijack, makes it 60k. And Artan with the 6-5 suited in the small. He likes these suited connectors, so he's going to choose to peel off of sub 15. And John's lost some chips. Long Mal is actually the chip leader, yeah, of course, because John double barreled the 8-6 and Wexhau shoved the ace-9, I remember now. And John's got a candidate here to go after it potentially, but the problem is Artan's flat. Artan may fancy the 6-5 of clubs for a short stack, but he does go off. Tower, John is playing unbelievable. He's playing very good poker.
Yeah, we don't know much about him.
He's not missing the double barrels. His sizing's been good. He's playing top-notch poker, this man, and I should really do my research because, if anything, he's playing too well. Yeah, only got 33,000 in live cashes. But saying that, his first cash come in 2007, and then his next cash come in 2022, and he's only been playing since 2022, so maybe he's got the bug back.
So you don't cash for 15 years and then you think, go on, let's go and have a game.
Yeah.
I like it.
But we can't just have free bet squeezes as value there. We need some bluffs, and that's one of the best bluffs that we can find, the king queen off. And well played from John. Top stuff.
Yeah, it doesn't matter, does it?
Ace-5 off here for Adam. Fairly close this one, so I'm not sure about this. With the ace-5, Midi sitting there short, Artan sitting there short. We've all got very similar stacks, and John's got jacks in the small blind.
Wow. Adam could be hitting the road.
Yeah, I'm not going to comment on Adam's jam because I'm actually not too sure. I think button's fine, cut off might be close, it may be in there, I'm not sure. So it's a fairly close one for Adam here, in my opinion. And John just going to go for ISO. And here we go. Adam going to need help. Ace-5 for him, jacks for John. Adam needs to hit an ace.
Does he get there? We've had running straights to survive. Adam Gilt now needs to hit. To stay alive again.
Does pick up an additional 2 outs here. Goes from a 3 outer to a 5 outer. 6 not changing a thing.
Ace or a 5. Or we lose one. Well, we do. The Queen of Spades. Great game from Adam Gilt. What a good effort. Shakes Carlo's hand and the players around him. Well done, everybody.
Yeah, I think he played well. So a lot of good stuff in there from him. There was a one hand I weren't sure about when he the ace deuce off, but other than that, I think he had a very good run. Played some good poker and £8,220 in his back pocket. He'll be happy with that, I'm sure.
Well played, Adam. We're down to 7.
Here we go, suited for Midi. Gets his spot, shoves for just sub 12. Got his ladder as well, so another ladder. There's 2 ladders for midi coming as the short stack. Going to get this one through. We'll be happy with that. Back to 425. Buying for this was £12.50. Prizes are at the bottom of your screen.
£9,690 now locked. Starting to get chunky. The Harrow likes to see the old guy with Carlo Citroni. Absolutely. Rolling back the years.
Another one that's been playing the short stack well, Tower Carlo.
Yeah.
Been making a lot of tight folds, lay downs, understands the job at hand. Watch out. Opening under the gun. The Jack 9 suited, raising take.
500, 1,000 with 1,890. 500, 1,000, 1,000 and 1,000. Here's the players this senior.
Okay. Hi. Here's the players in the seniors. Hello. The buy was $12.50 total.
Players on the piano, you have a new level, 400 big blind tickets, 100 with 6 cards, 400 and 6 cards in the corner.
It's all going on in the room.
Standard open for John. King 8 of diamonds as the chip leader in the hijack. Should be opening this. Any suited king, any suited queen from this position from John would be good as the chip leader. All his ace-x. Let's make it 60. And GS here with king, queen in the cut-off. Not going to battle with first in chips. We are less inclined to get involved with pots with the players that have us covered at final tables. Jazz makes a disciplined lay down there with the king queen. However, Wet Chow going to come to the party with a 10-6 suited from the big blind facing the min click.
This is 10. 2 bet. Flopped.
Let's see how John sizes here, Tower, because personally I think we should be going 30k here. One big blind, all we need to go. He's playing too well. Something's up. This guy's like some pro in disguise. So does go for the 30k, finds the one big blind bet as he should. Nice from John, and Wex out here with the 10, not going to be folding. And looks like going to go for the sneaky check raise here. Makes it 80k. I guess we're just trying to flush out some equity from some king, queen, king, jack, all these type of hands. However, facing this size, they're all going to call anyway. King, queen, queen, jack, king, jack are all going to call versus this size. And if we're folding out like 2 undercards to our 10, oh, it's going to float. John's going to pull out the float here with a king 8 of diamonds. He knows he's got the strongest hands on this board. He's got all the stronger ace-x. He's got the pocket 10s. And a 5 on the turn. And if Wex Xiao checks here, I just expect John to be firing Tower, because we're not floating to check down king high. We're floating because this is our board for our range. We've got ace king, we've got ace queen, we've got all these strong ace-x holdings, we've got the pocket 10s in there. So does go for the float, and now Wex Xiao checks it over. And the way this man's playing, I don't think he's going to miss a bet here, Tower. I think he's always going to find the barrel once we elect a float flop with the backdoor diamond and Broadway drop. Oh, let's go, John. I've got a new favourite tower. I want to win this. John is playing very good stuff. Goes for 130 now on the turn into 320, 40%. And this is tough for Wexham because we can be drawing dead here. We could be putting 4 big blinds in, drawing stone cold dead. So it's a tough spot.
Whoa,
and there we go. And John
folds.
gets the 10 to fold. What a float, what a play. This guy is on form. He's playing good stuff. Obviously, I give the critique out from time to time. I always give the credit out as well where it's due. And I think John's putting on a great performance here on the final table. I think he's playing some very nice stuff.
Good stuff indeed.
I think the set's good. I think the King Jack is good.
Robbie Ball on the final table of the cup. Cal's starting to get worried, says Ben. Shall we have a look who's on the final? Well, this is Robbie Ball's name stands out like a sore thumb on this final table.
Okay.
So on the final we've got Kit Tang, we've got Dan Tran, we've got Mohamed Amoliyed, we've got Umbaran Akhtar, we've got Young Soo Yoon, we've got Tobias Kirby, and we've got Getnet Kassa and Robbie Ball. I don't actually. Oh, Geeks. Young Soo Yoon is Geeks.
Geeks is on, is
So
it?
Geeks has made the final table. Other than that, I don't know anyone else, Tower.
Wow.
Dealers and players in the seniors, you have a new level 1500, 3000, 3000.
Yeah, the commentator run good strikes again, says Klopp on top. Robbie done some comms yesterday and didn't take long before the final table. So Artan shoving here from under the gun, and Giaz going to fold the ace-10 suited. And going to be getting this one through.
Fasten your seatbelts, boys. Let's go.
Pocket 7, so John going to open again. Got a lot of freedom now, put up a little 500k bracket between him and second in chip, so a little bit more leeway. That can start putting lots of pressure on these middling to top end stacks as the chip leader, especially when we got Artan and Midi there, and Carlo for that matter, all sitting with 11 big blinds. So John can just go to town on Longmao, Giaz and Wexham. We'll see if he does, but he can put so much pressure on these three guys when you've got 3 stacks at the table, 10 big blinds apiece. And when you look at the ladders that you're going to get at the moment, everyone is locked up £9,690.
Yep.
And if we lose those 3 players, we're going to be left with 4, and 28k would be locked up. So seeing if those 3 potentially bust is worth essentially 20k, 20 buy-ins, close enough to the players. And that's why the 3 names I just mentioned don't really want to be tangling with John too much, and we'll see how things play out. Ludo Cash, I think he was 34th just before we got to 4 tables yesterday. Like even here as Longmao Tower, I'd just pass the 3s from +1.
Yeah.
I wouldn't raise into John's big blind as the chip leader. I'd probably just let the pocket 3s go. Say it all the time, these small pocket pairs do reduce in value on FTs when ICM is involved, and John just wakes up with it anyway from the big blind, and going to be free betting this one. And choose a great size as well. He chose the perfect size in 320 is probably what I would have gone for there, out of position, and gets the quick fold. Was always going to get the fold regardless of size, but the fact that he's picked the 4X, nicely done. How are we doing, Ian? Hi guys, just going from a day out, unable to make the seniors. We'll hopefully play Luton. Hope Carlo can cash as well. Well, he's already cashed. He's got nearly 5 figures locked up, Carlo.
He has indeed. And Ravi Chef watching on YouTube. Good luck, all great. Good luck, all. Great festival for the Ravster. Off to Barcelona, about to board the plane. Well done, Ravster.
Well done, Ravi. Great
Top
week.
man. Good luck, the Ravster. Get
Good
it
luck.
won in Barcelona. You've had a super week here in London. Well done on the mini. Well done on the midi. Fantastic effort, and we're watching in Barca. Good luck.
I will show you. Don't do it.
So Giaz with the Jack Queen. Artan Dadusha. Can I have a chip count, please?
Winning, but I don't want to get unlucky.
9 bigs. He calls with the Jack Queen, does Giaz. Giaz Lee. Artan can't believe it. I am winning, but I don't want to get unlucky, he said before the cards were flipped over, which is true. But does he get unlucky? That's the question. Does he get unlucky? That is the big question. The answer on that flop is yes. He needs a king. Sorry, he needs a 3. Artan. And it isn't. So out in 7th. Artan Dadusha entertained us. Chip leader coming into today is just bust for £9,690. Great effort from Artan. Entertained as well. Not seeing Giaz lose a flip. Yeah, the big one. Obviously the one that kept him in it. And we're talking about margins when you're playing poker. Giaz Lee all in with queens. Facing elimination. against Ludo Gaelic's Kings, flops a queen, and has never looked back. Please tell us we had the Liverpool game on, best comeback you've seen in years. Nope, not at all. Not had the game on. Can't see a TV from where we are. If you know the Vic, we're plunged into a corner near the bar with a background behind us and a wall, a little flimsy wall to the left. So no, might have to watch the highlights.
If we don't know how to, Daniel, we can't. Unfortunately, if no one lets us know how to, how can we?
What's that? Can you pronounce? Dan, phonetically, can you tell me what it is?
Problem with having a Polish missus as well. All her family not get a name right, anything
I can
like
imagine.
that. I'm the same. I do it in life all the time.
I can imagine.
If we knew the correct pronunciation, we wouldn't be pronouncing them incorrectly. Oh, do love a silly question in the chat.
Johnny Scott's got a game at Carnoustie on the 1st of September. Sorry I can't make it, but we'll get something sorted for next season. Well, thanks a bunch. I've got my new Titleist Pro V1Xs and all sorts going on. They've got 368 dimples on them, ready to be whacked. Can't use them. How many in the seniors? I think there's not too many left in the seniors, I don't think. I'll quickly check and look round at the clock. The seniors, let's have the butchers. Yeah, well, they're down to 12. They're down to 20 from 91. I said it always gets between 80 and 100, and he got 91.
Out of the mad tuck.
Oi, oi.
Of course, it's a boring final table to you. Using the most exciting final table we've ever done. Every final table is going to be boring for you from now on.
You've been on our breaks every break this week. The best 10 minutes of poker ever. I just hope you learnt the second line of the song. You can dance.
Never forget that. That will never be forgotten.
Absolutely. Best 10 minutes you'll ever see. And obviously the fold win with the nines as well. If he actually calls and wins a hand, I don't think he'll add us up nowhere near what he did. Because then he only doubles up and he's still short stack. And what ends up as bust out, bust out, bust out. £130,000 later he's like, you can dance. Let's chop it up, shall we, please? It's a brilliant 10 minutes, and I know it's been on repeat
I've
on
just
the
looked
breaks.
up at the hand. So Giaz raises to 80 and Longmouth just flattened the ace king. And this is actually really good understanding from Longmouth. Just choosing to flat here, doesn't want to play a big pot when we've got 3 players sitting there fairly short. It's just one of these situations where it would be a disaster for us to bust. So just going to take the passive approach and opt to call, and does turn top pair, top kick up. Same as Giaz, but Longmouth with the free roll.
Yeah, they're down to the final 20 in the seniors. Any redraws about with the ace king of downs.
Just playing check call here as GS with the ace king. Middy's played 2 hands all FT, shoved the king jack suited for 13, got it through, and he shoved the a7 off on the button for 11, got it through, and they are the 2 hands that I can recall Middy playing. There's jack of spades on the river. As always, checking to the aggressor here, and Longmouth going to check behind with the ace king, and they are going to chop this one up both with the ace king.
You know, what you got to realise is that when you're still in it, you can still win it.
Exactly.
And there's the VPIP.
They are 4%, even less than 5.
4%. There we go. Carlo not been able to get involved either because we stack. John chip lead at 56 bigs. Jack 7 for Giaz with 1.9 mil. Scrolling across the bottom is the payouts for the final table.
Yeah, this is a mistake, I think, Tower, as Wetchow. We don't want to be raising into the chip leaders big blinds with these 2 tiny stacks, both sub 10 bigs now at the table. Don't want to be going after the chip leader. Like, John can just free bet relentlessly versus us, and we just have to fold almost all of our range that we open. And if he thinks that John's not going to play back at him, then maybe, I guess, we'll viable open, but 10-5 suited into the chip leaders big blind when we're sitting 4th in chips, and 5 of 6 and 6 of 6 are both sub 10, and we're sitting 30 deep. I just can't see how it's ever going to be good. Well, that's how it's going to be good if you're going to flop top and bottom pair.
There, 100.
Jack of diamonds, 7 of hearts. Any check raises about? No. Just chooses to fold jump out the way.
Password is the nuts. If you can still get in the free roll,
They got 30 seconds.
the nuts.
30 seconds to get in
Get
a free
your
roll.
fingers typing quickly. The nuts. Good luck if you're in the free roll and still in. Good luck. The password was the nuts, lowercase.
Jack 10 from Wickshout opens in the hijack. Long mount with the ace jack and defend in the big blind.
15-minute break. We are chip racing the 100 and the 500 value chips. Once again, seniors players, 15-minute break.
King
and
out
chip
flop,
racing
King
the
9
100
6.
and 500 value chips.
King high board, gut shot to the nuts. Going to be a continue here from Wickshout. I think this is another board we can definitely have some bigger bets on, but doesn't get to put any chips in the middle because Longmouth folds before he gets the chance.
So the blinds are in. 20,000, 40,000. 6 players left. So, going on to 80. Get it, just cannot get involved. Down to 270 and 7 bigs.
I'd really like to see John come alive, but it's evened up a bit now. Wickshout and taking a couple of pots. Like the chip lead isn't as significant as it was before. He had a good 500,000 cushion. Now it's shortened to just 300k at the top. Like all them 3 players, their risk premium is huge. The 3 Asian lads, they're literally all in the bin. Don't really want to be playing big pots with Carlo and Midi sitting there. Queen 10 suited, should be opening once folded to on the button.
So Longmouth looking up. Queen 10 of diamonds. After raising the button.
Wickshout goes for the free bet.
It's at 240.
just not a fan, Tower. We don't want to be battling at this point. It's not about trying to win the tournament right now. It's about making money. We don't want to be making chips and like just playing big bloated pots, especially if Longmail went for the call, and as he's gonna do here with the Queen 10 suited, which is fine versus 3x. This is fine from Longmail, but I think Wexau just wants to play flat here. It just becomes a disaster, as I say, if somehow callers can happen. We get collared, play a massive pot, everything goes in on the river. Now we've just burnt heaps and heaps of pounds, but it's going to slow down and not c-bet the king high board. And Longmail has flopped the second up flush draw. Middy's going to get blinded out, says Chris. I know that's the case. He knows what he's up to.
Absolutely.
He's played the short stack very well again. He's got 2 ladders already. Sorry, 3 ladders already. Down to 6. Longmail takes that one. Yeah, 10-8 of clubs for John. As the chip leader, can definitely open this one, even from gun. 6-handed affected low jack, and Longmail with the ace-5 of spades. These two very similar stack sizes now, don't really want to be tangling, so Longmail just takes the tighter approach, can get behind it.
Yeah, they've been in tough spots, Carlo and Middy. That's why they've not been able to.
I think they both played perfect, Tower.
Absolutely, me too.
Like,
This
this is
short stack poker at its finest.
When you come into an FT as one of the shorties, like, this is how you got to play. It's haven't really had the spots, if you like, to shove or open. If you're not getting the hands or the right spots, sometimes all you can do is just wait and fold. And like here, Queen 5 off, can't even flick in the defend, getting a nice price as Carlo.
Yeah, they've not flicked it in willy-nilly. They've been grinding away, and they're still in. There's 6 left. 3-3-2 flop.
John continues for 1BB, like the size does get called by Wexau. Wexau goes for the float with the Queen Jack out of position to the chip leader. And 7 of hearts on the turn. John just with 10 high, going to take a free one. And it's the Queen of Spades on the river. So Wexau does make the best hand. Did have it anyway with Queen High, was actually good. Going to go for value, 80k quarter pot. And that will be that. In 30 minutes time, guys, we are going to go on a 15-minute break. I doubt it will be 20, assuming it's going to be 15 minutes. Players on break now live. cut off. Jack 10, good enough.
Here we go. Midi, midi, midi. Midi's in. Carlo, got an ace.
Yeah, Midi's going to shove any ace
Is
off
that a
of.
wry smile from John because he's got something?
I don't know. But 6 bigs, Midi's going to shove every ace X tower, so we do dominate the A7 versus ace deuce. He's also going to shove a lot of the king X. All the suited kings are going to be going in, which we're in front of. All these like queen jack, jack 10, 10 9 suited, 8 9 suited, which we would actually dominate. These are all going to be sends for Midi. And the good thing about this for Carlo, if we call and win the hand, Midi's going to be left with less than the big blind, and then probability wise is going to be so likely to bust next, so we then get the ladder ourselves that way. Whereas if we fold and Midi picks up blinds and ante, that's going to be big for him with this particular stack, and then we are going to go as the shortest stack at the table. So I think Carlo going to call tower up. No, he's going to fold. He's going to make the tight fold. Gets out the way.
Oh, John snap folds.
And John with the snap fold. Midi gets it through with the jack 10. I thought we might see Carlo call that one off there with the ace 8. Now he's the one with 5 bigs. Midi with 8. He'll be happy to get that one through.
Midi's in again. This time we pocket 5s. Right round to the big blind. Call, please. Can I have a count, please?
Call, please. What, you want Midi out?
No.
What's he ever done to you, Tower?
Count, please. No. So 2 on the trot.
Can I have attention, please, all players? Please start retaking your seats. You have just under 3 minutes remaining on your break. That's all senior players.
Seniors, return to your seats. You've got 20 minutes left of your break.
Quick, Tower, quick. You're going to miss the first hand.
Question is shall we go and play a Luton? Luton Seniors is on the weekend before we actually start working.
I'll tell you what.
What?
I'll message Joey Brooksy,
Yeah.
Mr. +10,
Yes.
and see if he's free, and maybe we get around to golfing on the Sunday.
I could be in the. Oh, it's only a 1-day event.
Yeah,
isn't
it's
it?
only a 1-day event, yeah. And we can all go play, and we'll get someone else in the 4-ball as well, and we'll try and play his course as well, which is lovely. They play the Open qualifier there, Hanbury Manor is called, so it's a lovely little course. Yeah, maybe we'll get our first ever round together, Tower.
That is true.
What are we playing for?
You're putting for 5 points on a par 3.
I average at least 1 5-point putt around. I have at least 1 5-point putt
I
around.
like it.
The jack of diamonds on the turn here. After John didn't choose to c-bet the ace high board.
Can I have your attention, please? Final call for senior players to retake your seats. You have just under 1 minute remaining on your break. That's final call for all senior players. Please retake your seats.
check, check, and 9. He's going to take it for Longmount.
Ten 7 for Giaz, gets out of the way on the button. Small blind, big blind. Long now, jacks. Does Midi wake up with a hand? How many do you have? Just mix it up with the jacks.
Big fan, toe up, big fan of this, and it's going to work because Midi's going to have to shove the King 10 here for 9 BBs, and Longmount with the snap.
Here we go.
And jacks for Longmount, King 10 for Midi, and Midi could be our 6th place finisher unless he finds a king.
410,000 all in. He nicked the blinds, 2 hands on the trot. Got up to 10 bigs. Midi, King 10.
Wow, counterfeit outs versus jacks.
We need an ace.
Or a king.
Or a king.
It's jack not working, obviously.
Nope. Imagine an ace.
Oh, imagine a
the
king. So now still needing to fade jacks and 10s. And does.
Midi, the dream is on.
So spins it up to 860 now.
The magic dust is working. Midi up to 20 bigs. Carlo on 5. Artan Dadusha last out, £9,690. There will be a break. What, about 20 minutes?
Just after 22, yeah, so 20, 25, just under 25 minutes. 15-minute break.
Carlo shaking his head. Absolutely. Nearly got the ladder.
$10-7 the clubs under the gun. It's good enough for Carlo. And Giaz has got the kings.
So Giaz with the Cowboys. Giaz Lee. All in and a call. Carlo with the 10-7.
You're in trouble.
He says you're in trouble. Yeah, he says you're still in trouble. I've got the 10-7. So the Kings. Carlo with a big smile on his face. Well, there's always an ace, but unfortunately Carlo's not got one. Running clubs. Wheel outs for the chop.
And dead on the turn.
Not anymore, dead on the turn.
Do you want to bet on the River Tower?
We'll go for the 6 of hearts.
I'll take a 9. Oh,
Whoa,
would you look at that?
The 9 of spades. Fancy that.
This is when I went and got the waters. I was literally walking past.
Oh, here he is.
Right here, look, this is when. That's why I was quiet for the ad. I was like, oh, for God's sake, spoiler for me.
So basically, you were trying to win money off me because you knew the board.
I was just. I was walking past. There was no. I can't help but have a little look, can I?
Would
I'm
you like to
walking
guess
past.
the river for the 5? He says. I'll take the 9. What was it? Was it the 9?
Yeah, so I was quiet that hand because I knew what was going to happen. I let Tower.
Well
take
played,
control.
Carlo. Well played, sir. Great effort. Lovely to see you. Lovely to see you on the FT. Rolling back the years. But we are now down to 5. 20 minutes before the end of this sesh.
And Midi gets another ladder. Coming 9 of 9. He's now sitting 5 of 5.
So £13,490. Midi on 25 bigs. This is the biggest chip stack Midi has had all tournament.
So, pressure is relieved for the time being. Now there's no real short stacks in the field. Midi, the shortest, still got 20 plus BBs. Yeah, Giaz Lee's had a lot of runs, man of straw.
Yeah,
He's had a few final tables.
We shouts new to us, isn't he?
Yeah. We got the pronunciation right now, and he's just come up to Tower and asked him to call him We Shall, and Tower said We Shall.
Well, that's exactly what I said.
So it's We Shall. Sorry, We Shall. Been getting it wrong all day, but at least he's come and told us, and we know now. And turns 2 pair here, and up and down picked up for Giaz to go with his pair. So easy call with position, out of position.
Well, 15 minutes until the end of this sesh. We share with 2 pairs. Playing well.
Goes for 2/3 on the river for value. And Giaz, a tricky one here. Do beat all these like ace high, king high holdings. We Shall be in the opener. Flop's gone check check, kind of interesting, point in the hand. And Giaz generally thinking about calling here with just 4th pair. And I can see why Like after flop goes check check and We Shall wants to barrel turn and continue barreling river, like what hands are going to check flop and then go for 2 streets over the course of turn and river. I guess pocket 9s would be one for top set. I guess 6-7 and 6-7 going to be there, as he has. Pocket 7's going to be there. Like all the straight shouldn't be there. If he's open 10-8 suited, that's going to continue. 8-5 suited going to continue. 5-3 suited going to continue. So not really repping too much in terms of value here as We Shall. I guess we can have some overpairs with a heart that go for a sneaky check on the flop and then go for their value on turn and river. But we just expect all the We Shall's 9x to continue on flop. Don't expect him to value bet a 7 or a 6, so basically repping 2 pair plus here in Giaz's mind, or maybe a check back overpair with a heart. But then where's he going to derive the bluffs from? Like the front door hearts are probably going to be c-bet and flop. And these are all assumptions, but front door hearts probably not going to be in there. So king 10, queen 10, ace 10, all this stuff with a 10 in it that picks up a gut shot on the turn. I guess where we're going to start building the bluffs from. I think the ace 10, the king 10, the queen 10, the jack 10 without a heart are going to be nice bluffs here for We Shall. So Giaz does pay it off and sees the bad news. We Shall up to 2.2 million, called with just 4th pair, but I understand the reasoning, it makes sense. Not too much there that We Shall's going to have for value after flop goes check check and he wants to fire turn and river. Queen jack for midi under the gun. He's got some chips, he can actually find an open now.
There we go. It just shows you.
And Longmouth defends with the ace 3 suited. And after the flop, and midi flops top pair on queen 10 3 2 diamonds, bottom pair for Longmouth. I'm just going to see c-bet here from midi, round 3rd, what you expect, and that's what he goes for, 75 into 220. Just lets his bottom pair go, gives midi credit. How are we doing, Sabrina? Evening or evening, Tara and Jay. Hope all is well. I see the short stack king midi is still in. Yes, come in 9 and 9 to this final table.
Yep.
Was the shortest stack when the final started, and he's been the shortest stack basically the whole FT, just laddering up. There was probably a 5-10 minute period where he weren't the shortest stack because Carlo had 5 big blinds, but other than that he's been sitting there bottom of the pack the whole time. But he's laddered 4 places already, and now he's got some chips to actually work with and play some opens, play some free bet not all ins. What price was midi, Tower? He got backed into 5s, didn't he?
Got backed into 5 to 1. He did indeed.
And I should say, now that Carlo's gone, when we come back after the break, we're going to be on a 40-minute clock. So we're going to play 3 levels a session. Just under 15 minutes before break time. Quick 15 and back for more. We're crowning a champion this evening, so stay tuned.
Absolutely. 10 minutes of this level. And a well-earned break for the guys. Long hours of Brighton, man.
Tower, did you see the message before about putting a mystery bounty on your head? No, but I'm going to have a look now.
Why would you want a bounty on my head? Just means everybody's going to call everything a play.
Here it is, him and Needle.
What's he say?
Tower, why don't you get Grosvenor to put you into the seniors event in Luton with a mystery prize on your head, like a ticket for a bigger comp at the festival?
That just ruins my game. It means everybody's just going to come hunting for me. If I was going to go to Luton, I'd go and play it and try and win it. Not get 7 callers every time I'm in race.
Midi picks up his first big hand of the final table and gets it after a cut-off open and a button flat and shoving here. A hefty amount, 28 big blinds, 27, 28 bigs here from Midi. And 5-handed ace-jack for Giaz here. I don't know. 5-handed. I guess Midi's going to have all these suited broadways that we dominate that contain a jack, king jack suited, queen jack suited, jack 10 suited. Should all be in there for him. Will be some worse ace-x as well. Obviously we'll have some ace king, ace queen that crushes us on this occasion. He's got the queens that crushes us. A tough one for Giaz. It makes a very good laydown. Spot on with a fold. Was in a dominated spot. And Midi gets that one through. It was a hefty jam though. It's a lot of big blinds. 27, 28. I think with how stacks are at the table, the robots might choose to fold there as well. I reckon that's a razor thin close one. The ace jack off. Giaz makes the correct decision depending on Midi's holding. He was behind to the ladies. Giaz with jacks. Raises to 80. John here catching middle pair, Giaz with the over pair. John checking over to the aggressor as he should be, and this is going to be a nice one to continue on for Giaz. Once again versus big blind, I think it's a board that we will have some bigger sizes on tower. I wouldn't mind seeing big bet here from Giaz. It does go fairly big, 110, half pot from him. And John should be calling, middle pair, backdoor flush draw. I think not really a decision this one, seems like a fairly standard call with the queen 6.
Turn. The ace of spades.
And the flush does complete here now, so Giaz probably going to be checking this behind. There's no ace-x that we're actually worried about. The fact there's the ace of spades on the turn, like no ace-x of spades, not a thing. Like John can just never have an ace here unless he's turn 2 pair. So if John does check river here, I'd love to see a thin bit of value. Try and target a 10 here as Giaz, assuming that John's going to check. Like a lot of players just knuckle this back instantly, thinking, oh, the ace is there now, the flush is there, but John's going to start leading flushes. He's going to go for value with his flushes on the river once turn goes check check, and the ace x isn't a thing once the ace spades rolls off. So I might have gone for like quarter there as Giaz, try and target a 10 maybe even a 6 that's a non-believer. Repping the king, queen, jack as our bluffs, these type of holdings with a spade. But just going to take what's in the middle. Maybe doesn't want to open himself up to getting check raised. But just like from a hand reading perspective there, don't think John's ever got a flush and never got an ace. Even aces up, he's going to start leading on the river with their 2 pair.
Five minutes to go until the end of the sesh. And then a 15-minute break for the players to grab the thoughts. £18,450 locked up.
Not been a bad week for Midi. Could be an unbelievable week for him if he could close it out. He's got a lot better chance than he did about 4 hours ago.
Indeed.
Just going to be raise and take for Weishao there with the ace queen suited, gets it through. Cheers, Munchie.
Thanks, Munchie. That's why he's here. One of the best in the business.
Now, Midi was 8-1 when the book come out, but he was backed all the way into 5s.
Yeah, 8 to 5s. Giaz was 20s. Don't know about the rest. John would have been up there because I think John was about 7-1 because he was setting in chips overnight.
And ace-9 here, blind on blind for Giaz. Never folding. Goes for complete. And Longmouth with the a7 off here. And just going to check his option. One of the aces, I think suited a7 we're always going to check. They're better candidates to check behind, but might have gone for a little ISO there with the a7 offer from time to time. And we see the flop 10-6-5, a rainbow. Check pretty promptly to the turn.
7 of clubs on the turn.
So Longmouth finds the 3 outer. Giaz does pick up gut shot here, and Longmouth got a pretty clear bet in my opinion. Once Giaz is checked twice, very likely our 7x is going to be the best hand, especially with a nut kick up. And Giaz here got a call once, especially versus this size with ace high and a gut shot. Ace high can still definitely be the best hand, and when it isn't, we can still improve on the river to our straight. 10 on the end here, and going to be an easy value bet for Longmouth now tower. Like, Giaz isn't going to check a 10 twice, so our a7 is just always going to be the best hand here. Might have some 8s and 9s that we're going to go that completed in there, but other than that we just need to go for value here as Longmouth targets some 6x and 5x, maybe some worse 7x that could be in there. Don't think we need to go too big here as Longmouth, but definitely want to be value betting this great river for us. I'd probably go half 100k tower, try and get called by a by a 6 or a 5. Goes slightly bigger, 130, so 65% pot, and just going to get that one through, and that's going to take us into the final hand of the session, guys.
Final hand of this session.
Cup of tea. Oh, look at this. So Tower's just brought me this cup of tea. Look, look at this. Where's the tea? Look, there it is. That's a quarter a cup of tea.
Yeah, right. And Jay thought he'd be treating me to a vodka and tonic, which is actually just water, actually. Last hand before the break, 15 minutes.
Yeah, so going to be back
So sorted out.
between 5-2 and 8 o'clock.
Yeah. Good luck if you're still in the free roll. It started at 6.
Blind on blind here, long out with the 4-3.
Hey Candice, can we get a cup update?
Where's the iPad? Where's it gone? Is it charging?
It's charging.
Pass it here. I'll quickly do it. We're going on break after this hand, Candice, but I'll quickly get it up for you and tell you who's still in.
Go on then. King 5-5 flop. Midi 1.2 mil. Built up from 5 bigs.
There is 5 left, Candice.
5.
We got Umbaran Akhtar, Robbie Ball, Young Se Yoon, Getnet Kassa, and Kit Tang.
Well, Gigs are still in.
Oh, Victor Alukin come 11th in that tower.
Well done, Victor.
You're old, mate. There we have it. So, final hand of the session. Flop has gone. Bet from Longmail, call from Midi. Pulls out the float here with just a 10 height. Trying to take this away from Longmail in a later straight position. And Longmail's just got a shutdown now, tower.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, we do fold out the floats with a double barrel, but once Midi calls on King 5-5, I'm not sure we're going to be folding out any King X or 5X. Well, we're not. We're not folding out a King. We're not folding a 5. I guess Midi's going to have some like ace highs and stuff in there as well, which we target. But might have just waved the white flag here as Longmail, but goes for 1-7-5 here on the turn, and now Midi going to have to fold his flush draw. So does take it down with the 4-8. That might be his favourite hand, 4-3. We saw him 3-bet earlier. He might have like a little something sentimental about the hand with Longmail.
Midi gone for 15 minutes as he's still in. We're down to 5. See you in 15 minutes.
See him 15. Going to bring the rest of the field in.
Yeah.
Gary with 8s, Ed with 7s.
We're going 7 way to the flop here.
Victor's in with the King 4 suited. Ollie's out the way in the small, and Christian going to defend an unknown holding in the big blind. So we have got 7-way action here.
7 way.
This is a 1K, guys. Don't adjust your sets.
Oh! What a flop! What a flop! Who's got their 7s?
Quad 7s for Ed.
Oh, wow.
So nice to have the check mark on the flop. That doesn't happen very often, especially when you go 7-way. But the way that we're going to get paid is what I'm thinking, Tower. It's going to be difficult. I guess we're going to get a street from Gary. Gary has pocket 8s, but in this multi-way coup,
Jimmy's in.
need to be proceeding with caution. Well, Jimmy just goes for the C-bet into 6 players under turn. Got the backdoor hearts. Mark's going to call the ace-king with 5 players behind on 7-7-3. And Gary here now with the 8s. This is actually a tricky spot, Tower. The thing is, we're getting 8-1 on a call, so probably going to take one off with position. Like the times we do hit an 8, in general, we can win a huge pot, but it would actually be a disaster on this occasion because we got Ed sat there with quads. And what's Ed thinking, Tower? He's thinking, what have you all got?
He can tell with his face, he's like, how many 7s in this deck? Does he raise or he just calls?
Of course he calls. Like,
course
what
he
on earth have these lot got? He's thinking, I've got 2 7s in my hand. It's gone bet, call.
Yeah.
So,
Wow.
see the turn. And it's an
Gary
8
Bush!
on the
Gary
turn.
Bush! Ta-ta!
Wow, ill for Gary. And it's going to be a nice clean double up for Ed.
Jimmy has to check. 3 players calling behind. He's not.
What is he
firing
doing?
his
Oh
own.
my
He's at
word.
it again.
So he bets into 6 players. He gets called in 3 spots. He's now continuing into 3 players. Yes, we picked up the nut flush draw, Tower, but there has to be a 7 out there. Once it goes bet, call on the flop, there's so likely a 7X is out there. And the times that we're met by a raise, and if it's a chunky raise, we then just got to fold and don't get to realise our equity because our ace and our 10 are never any good. We have to hit a heart. We can be drawing dead.
He's like, what have you
It's
got?
just a dream for Ed. It's the absolute dream, Tower. These scenarios, you sleep and you have dreams about these situations. Flopping quads in Hold'em and someone turning the nut boat and keeping it trappy as he should be with position.
Wow.
Just fading the one out on the river.
Well.
Oh my word! Oh my gosh! Is this actually happening?
Wow.
We've got quads over quads, guys, on the feature table. And oh my word, I said on the flop, Ed's got the check mark. I forgot about that less than 1% next to Gary's name for the running eights. What on earth is this run out? And to be honest with you, Tal, something really interesting about this hand. The 8 of clubs is on board. So 8x of clubs is not a thing. So when Gary bets the river here,
Yeah, 4K.
as he does, he can't actually have an 8x. He's not going to have 8-3. He's not going to have 7-8 from Ed's perspective because Ed has 2 sevens in his hand. And there's no bare 8x that pills flop. So how does Gary get to the river with 8s full? He just doesn't. It's not possible. 8x of clubs isn't a thing, and there's no 8x that actually want to just pill flop overcall against 2 players. So Ed here should just call.
Really?
Should just call. Simply because the 8 of clubs is on board. So 8x of clubs is not a thing, so he can't get value from 8s full. So he has to have either a bluff or quad 8s here, right? Because a bare 8x isn't going to float flop. There's no 8x that has any draw now with the 8 of clubs on board. So Gary basically has to have quads here or a bluff, because 8's full isn't a thing with the 8 of clubs on board. So I'd love to just see a call here from Ed. It seems crazy. It seems absolutely crazy to just flat.
See the cards, that is for sure.
But in reality, it makes sense. If you really think about it, guys, what 8's full does Gary get to the river with once we go 7-way to the flop and the 8 of clubs now rolls off on the river? There's no 8x of clubs, so he can't backdoor a boat with a flush draw, and he can't call like 8-6, he can't call 8-9. All these hands just fold flop. There's no draw there, so he basically has to have quads or a bluff, and Ed's figured it out. Look at his face, he's figured it out. It makes sense. And if he folds here, it would be incredible, but I don't see how we can fold. But I'd love to just see flat. Yes, we've got quads, but really deduct the hand and think about it. Like, what's Gary supposed to have here? There's no bare 8x that get here this way, so it's either quads or a bluff. Pocket threes isn't going to go for value.
Can they not have 8x of clubs?
Well, that's not gonna. We've gone 7-way to the flop tower. It's gone bet, call, call, call on the flop. Turn, it's gone bet, call, call. So why would ace-x of clubs go for value here? There's definitely a 7x out there in someone's eyes.
And just to let you know, Ed has just called.
Exactly. I think it's great. I think it's an unbelievable call. So many players are going to go broke here, but Ed's just deducted the hand and figured it out. There's no 8's full that Gary gets to the river with. There's just not. Come up with a hand for me, Tal, that gets to the river that makes 8's full. There's none there. 7-8 isn't a thing because we've got 2 7s in our hand. 8x of clubs isn't a thing because the 8 of clubs is on the river. Gary's not going to float 8-9, 8-9, 8-10, all these type of hands once it goes bet, call, call. He's not going to overcall these hands. So it has to be quads or a bluff. And I can't even think of a bluff here. Pocket threes isn't then going to suddenly bet once their boat gets counterfeited. So, although from people that don't play much poker and your perspective watching this, you're probably like, what on earth is going on? How can he just flat with quads? But when you really think about the hand and break it down, like Gary's value range on the river is going to be 8's full, 7's full, and that's literally it. We've got 2 7s in our hands. The 7's full isn't a thing, and 8's full obviously isn't a thing because of how the hand is played out. And Ed says, nice hand, and it is a sicko, quads over quads. Great flat on the river tower, but I actually think it's an easy flat. It sounds crazy, but in my opinion, it's a very easy flat on the river.
Wow. Wow. And Ed just says, I'm just so good.
Let's do a queen in the small. Expect to see a complete.
So Queen 5 for Abdul, 25 to call, so he does. So Queen 6, and Len's got the 2s.
Yeah, one of the pairs that could definitely check in the big blind, the smallest. Here is Lynn. It's horrible if we get limp free bet as well with the deuces. So does go for the check here. Off to the flop we go.
4, 6, 4, 2 spades.
A nice looking flop for Abdul with his top pair. Just going to come out firing. Deuces, deuces, spades. Could even be a raise this one, Tower. I think the deuces, deuce of spades, deuce of hearts. I think this could be a plausible raise just to flush out equity from overs, flush out equity for counterfeit outs. And he does go for the raise here. Like, you just know in poker these days, so many players go for the one big blind lead from the small blind, blind on blind with almost any two.
Only cool. 10 of spades turn.
So Lynn just counteracting that by choosing his deuces to raise and flush out all this equity of overcards. But Abdul not with overcards, flop 2 pairs, so made the call and 10 of spades turn, and Lynn doesn't actually have a bad candidate here. Deuces, deuce of spades. After the flush completes, the small pairs with one of the suit that contains the flush are going to be very nice candidates to be barreling on. And Lynn does go for the double barrel with the deuce, deuce.
Like it. The river's a 6. Check mark. Thank you very much.
And now playing the board is Lynn. What you gonna do? Oh no. Abdul's gonna go for the lead. No, Abdul. Like, Lynn's hand probably has to bluff. You can't showdown deuce high, and Lynn's hand would have had to bluff, Tower. And now Abdul potentially missed out on Lynn. Unloaded on the river. Went for the lead. Keep some bluffs in of our opponent. He's going to value bet a 4 anyway if he's got a 4. Might start checking back some flushes. That's probably why Abdul thinks the lead's going to be good here, but is he really tanking with the board, Tower?
No.
Thinking it's like 7. Oh,
he's
gone
announced
for the
all in.
shove!
Oh, he's announced all in.
Oh my God, he went for the shove.
Wow.
And Abdul didn't have too much back. He put in half his stack basically.
Oh, Abdul gets up.
On the river, and Lynn
What
down
a
to
double.
820k. What a lead from Abdul, Tower. What a lead.
Don't do it, Abdul. What are you doing? Don't do it. What a great lead.
I'd never lead that. So Carl, Queen 10, 9, 7, pocket 8s with 1 suit. Gary with double suited kings, although the cards working with it aren't the most attractive, but still going to come along on the button with position on Carl. Mitch is in the big blind, and Mo here with ace king jack 5 3 3 closing the action. Oh no, he's not. He's got nil on the 50 behind him. My mistake.
Thank you very much, Michael.
Oh, is Mo just going to put it in here with all this dead money out there? He's just going to flat, and Neil is going to pot it because Neil has got triple suited aces here. Queen 9 6 deuce makes it 1.2. And Carl's going to give him a spin here.
Absolutely, that's a great board. 7, 8, 8, 9, 10, queen.
And Gary good enough to fold kings now tower. This just becomes an easy fold with pocket kings here for Gary, I think.
Double suited?
Yeah, they're double suited, but the thing is, like against ace X of spades, ace X of diamonds out there, obviously bad reverse implied odds. The deuces, the times that we flop a set of deuces, we're not really going to be in love with our hand, whatever the board. So basically, call in to hope for a king here as Gary, and I think he'll come to the correct decision to let this one go. As well as that, obviously 4 spades in our hand, less likely to make a flush. But maybe the nil factor is what's doing it here for Gary. Maybe thinking nil, not necessarily going to have aces in this spot. However, usually in a
Mitch
scenario,
has put a lot in for 3.4. More snap called. Neil's never folding. Not ever.
What is going on here? Mitch can't have anything. Kings he can't have. Aces he can't have. Queen, Jack, 10, 9, 8, 7 rundown's unlikely because Carl's blocking that. What on earth has Mitch got tower?
Spread your cards, Mitch. Because Neil's never folding, and now Carl is thinking, what's happening here? I've got a call. He calls. Gary, is he a family all-in?
He's asking for a count. This is one
3-3.
Yeah, this is one of the other problems with obviously flattening the kings. We're not closing the action behind, and now we've probably got a call getting this price on the call here.
Absolutely. 5 all-ins.
6 to 1.
We're talking a 15k pot going on.
It's going to be a biggie tower, I'll tell you that. And Carl and Gary still going to have betting on the side. Good luck, Sean, sorting this one out. pray for the dealer tower. That's what I'm going to say when this all goes in.
I mean, I'd still like to know what Mitch has got.
Yeah, it just don't make sense to me because obviously he can't have aces, he can't have kings.
He's just took a picture of them for his fans.
I reckon he's going to have Queen, Queen, Jack, Jack, 10, 10. We'll go with that.
Queen, Queen, Jack, Jack, 10, 10.
I'm going on the dead cards tower, but the fact that he's taking a picture as well, I'm guessing it's a hand he's not going to have too often. Yeah. So Carl and Gary both just getting the lot in.
Well, he can't have kings. He could have queens.
Yeah, Queen.
You could have jacks.
Queen, Queen, Jack, Jack, 10, 10. Something like that for Mitch.
Spread him, Mitch.
Maybe with the ace of spades in there.
There we go.
He's got the King, Queen,
10,
Jack, 10,
Queen,
6, 7.
There we go. 6, 7, 10, Jack, Queen, King.
Having a little gamble. Neither his suits lives. Heart's not working for him. Diamond's not working for him. So Mitch going to need a miracle here.
Good luck, Sean.
Oh, he's got 3 suits here, Mitch, to be fair to him. He's got the shablammer.
The shlabama, I do like that word. So we have a 5-way all-in, 15k pot, and it's 4, 5, 9. There is a side betting, because we've got 2 people still with money. It's checked. 10 on the turn.
Yeah, that's a massive turn card for Mitch now, Tower. He has got the super wrap here. Any 6 through king that doesn't pair the board and isn't the club is going to give him the nuts. 9 on the river. Who's got the 9?
Who's got the 10s?
Did someone have 10s? Carl's got
10,
10-9 for Carl Shaw.
Carl Shaw. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen.
Back for more.
Let's do it again. We shall chip leader.
Yeah, another 2 hours of poker. When we get to the next break, we'll be at the 50k, 100k level coming back after that. So I reckon this session and one more. So I'm going to say around midnight. I called 11:30 this morning. I'm going to readjust that and go for midnight.
Excellent 3 hour set down. Lovely. Great. Can't wait. It's been a great fun. Really enjoyed the grind from Midi, the grind from Carlo. Now Midi's on a bit of a spin. Been great watching John play.
He's played unbelievable. Like, credit where it's due, but John's not put a foot wrong. Like, everything he's done on this FT, I probably would have played exactly the same, down to sizing and everything. He seems like he's in the know. Like, never judge a book by its cover in this game.
Yeah.
Just because someone's not 20 years old and looks like a whiz kid doesn't mean they can't play.
Absolutely.
As John is playing well. What's going on here?
Let's do it again. Hey up. 4 card.
4 card?
4 cards.
What? They all agreed to play round of each.
Oh, somebody takes the action tracker sharpish. Okay, so no action there. The raise from We Shout and the fold. Fingers crossed the action tracker realises that it's on Omaha. Blinds 25.50.
So I think that's just a blip first hand of the session. I'm assuming our action tracker realised and changed it straight away, but had it set to Omaha, that's why the cards weren't reading. Now should be back to normal.
I can tell with the delays, changing it to Holden. There we go, there we go. 5 and 4, 54. I folded aces, king, queen, suited.
It's not the best hand, Kev. What is the best 4-card starting hand, Tower?
Ace, 10, jack.
Ah, look at this man. Too good. Yeah, ace, 10, jack double.
Oh, get me in. Is the Omar comp in the Luton?
Open from We Shout. Seem to have amped up the aggression the last hour or so.
So 9, 6, 8 flop, check, check. 9 of diamonds, turn.
Long out goes to the lead on the turn, and We Shall raise to 300 with the king 10 of diamonds here, and it's going to get the king 4 to fold, but I'm not sure what's going through We Shall's head here to choose to raise here. I would just be calling simply because Longmouth can definitely have 9x here from the big blind. That does get it through. Cheers, Ian. Been a great tourney. Just watched the quads versus quads. Great moments with Tower, Bus, Hysterics and Jay's fantastic hand breakdown. And an excellent final table so far. Thanks, guys, as usual. Cheers, Ian. And if you haven't watched the quads hand, we had quads over quads on day one on the feature table. You can go and watch that on social media. It's some hand and some call as well by Ed on the River. But the more and more I think about that hand, the more and more it does just become a call with quads. Never getting called by worse if we raise.
Everybody I spoke to this morning who's watched it and come to play the seniors, they've all said, I go bust. I can't fold. I go bust. I'm all in. Every single person.
Yeah, it would be good to see Midi take this down after a lesson on how to play a short stack.
Is there a link to the quads hand? Yes, it'll be on social media, be on Facebook. Is it anywhere else?
It's on YouTube actually.
It's on
If
YouTube.
you go on YouTube, Poker Don, and just type quads versus quads GUKPT, it'll be on there.
Yeah.
But it is on Facebook.
Awesome.
It's in the chat. There we go.
Marvellous, thank you very much. I like that. It's in the chat. That's great. Cheers, Procodon 67. Enjoy and watch.
He makes it 100 with the King 10 from the cutoff, and Giaz 7-8 going to defend it in the big. And slight bit of action here. We've got top pair for Midi, we've got middle pair gut shot for Giaz. Midi continuing, and Giaz with a pretty clear check call. Check on the turn, and probably want to lead here now. Giaz with our two pair. Goes to check, and Midi's just going to check behind, and the two pair are going to be good for Giaz. Takes that one off Midi.
So we're on 5. What a great day. We started the day with 18 players at midday.
Yeah.
And we have worked his way down to 5.
Yeah, Rob Cowan and Arthur Conan were first out today in a double bust out. They were the first two out. Wendy Watson coming 14th place. Alex Todd, who was the Goliath winner, got a cash for 12th.
Yeah, well done, Alex.
Lee Wang was our bubble boy, and then we're down to the final 5. We lost Sahil Chitani, Adam Gill, Artan Dadusha, and we just saw Carlo Citroni before the break, and these are our final 5 players, all fighting for 6 figures and the GUKPT trophy. And John just goes for send here with the ace queen. I think this is fine, going to get this one through for 26 big blinds.
10's a long round. We'll span and span and span. And he's now down to the final 5. A bit like Midi. And sat there and grinding. And he's now in the last 5. Love to see it. 2 comps on the trot for Midi. Grinding away. Love it. Love to see it. We all know he's got a fantastic resume. EPTs and WPTs and World Series runs.
Yeah, and this is a really gross spot for Longmouth Tower, and he goes with fold. And John going to get that one through, but five-handed pocket tens having to fold them there. There's Longmouth very tight in the middle. Middy's still the short stack. Stream 3-roll final table, says Jules Powell. Good luck.
Right. Good luck, Jules. Get in, get some tickets won.
John opens the ace-10 suited.
Get some tickets won.
Really defends in the big with the ace-7 off and heads up to the flop.
8-4-8.
Bedboard here. John, small bet here with the ace-10 of diamonds if he does choose to continue. I think check is actually fine here as well, Tal. Like, we much prefer to see bet the 8-4-4 than we do the 8-8-4. And you're probably thinking, I don't understand, what's the difference? But from the big blind, Middy's not going to peel too many offsuit 4x. However, he's going to peel like the 8-6 off all the way up. So he's going to have a lot more combos of 8s than he would of 4s. So we're probably going to heavily see bet the 8-4-4, but the 8-8-4, we're going to have more checks for that reason. And these two will chop it up if it does get to showdown. But Middy might think about a bet here to blast John off a chop tower. I think John's hand's pretty face up once it checks all the way down, and Middy goes for a bomb here, targeting specifically what John has, trying to get him off of this chop. And when we are called, it's not the end of the world because we're going to get our money back anyway. So 350 on the end here from Middy, and tough spot for John. Like, Middy literally repping an 8 or a 4 here. What I will say, I think an 8 is going to be more likely than a 4 because we expect the 4x to probably start leading turn for equity denial purposes, whereas the 8 could definitely get trappy and check twice, not needing protection.
Yep, chop it up. We gotta chop it up, don't you know, chop it up. We're gonna chop it up, don't you know, chop it up.
Ace 3 suited for John. Going to be an open again from him. Gets it through.
Final 440 GUKPT Cup finalists. Please make your way back to the final table. You have 1 minute remaining on your break. That's all GUKPT Cup finalists. Please make your way back to the table.
Ten 9 suited for Longmouth. Should see an open from him. raises to 100k. Artan finished in 7th place. Yeah, I'll pull it, Tara and I'll pull it up for you after this hand, the Harrow Arrow. Put the Luton schedule up. Ace 9 6 2 spade board. And just a C bet from Longmouth, and that is going to get the job done. There's still anyone's this. You think about Millie, if he doubles up, it's going to go near to second in chips and not be far behind first. Really still is anyone's game here. No hole cards, there we go. Wee shells are coming up. He folds on the button over to John. Yeah, we'll put it up now. Sorry about that, Harrow. We totally forgot last hand. Here's the Luton schedule for you.
It's a little bit blurry.
Oh, how'd you do your thing on the camera, Tower?
I have no idea. You press that one, then you press that one, then you press that one, then you go back to Luton, and then it changes. There you go.
Technical genius.
Oh, that's twice. Do you know what somebody said? I can't believe that we don't lose the camera anymore. And we don't. And that's the first time it's happened twice on the trot. So we'll quickly try and get Luton up.
Best thing to do is just a screenshot.
Yeah. But it is a little bit blurry. I do apologise about that.
If you screenshot though, you can zoom in on your phone. That's
the best thing about it, it's on the app. Everything is on the app. So if you've got the app, open the app up, and everything that's there is on your app.
Ace Jack suited, Ace Jack off, sorry, for midi, opens under the gun. Gets out flopped here by Longmouth with the 8-9. Five of spades on the turn after check, and can definitely think about leading here now as Longmouth with our 2 pair. Still can get called by some ace highs. Goes for 1-2-5. Still think midi should be calling here. Tao, I know we can see he's behind, but definitely want to be taking one off here versus big blind on the paired board with the ace jack. Can still be the best of it. Longmouth may attack when we check back. 2 of clubs on the river. And now Longmouth goes for check, and midi's going to check behind, and this pot's going to be going Longmouth's way. King 9 spades for John in the cut-off, should see open. That's open. And Middy's all in with the ladies, which is sub 11. John, don't think he'll be calling off with King 9 suited tower. Don't think he's put a foot wrong yet, this FT. Doubt he's going to start now. Like, the problem is if we call and we lose, we then go bottom of the pack here as John. Oh, he's gonna call it off.
He's called it.
Gonna go for the call. It is only 11 big blinds. We have 2 bigs invested, but if we lose this tower, we go to the short stack and we're right in the middle of the pack with Giaz and Long Mao at the moment. So surprised to see John call here, but can still find a king. Well, that is a disaster flop. We do have the runners of spades and straight draws, but top set for Middy.
5% equity for John on that flop. Going to leave him under a mil. Oh, the 7 of spades.
As good as it gets on the turn for the King 9 suited.
Wow. Is this it for Middy? A spade on a 6, and it's a 2 of clubs. The right colour, the wrong shape.
So Middy doubles up to 1.2 million and back in it.
Back in it.
I love, you can't see it guys, but in the comms booth, Tower is using his pork pie to rest a donut on. He is using his pork pie to rest a donut on.
Supper! Supper, I need somebody to bring in some Branston pickle for the pork pie. And then the donut will be afters. It's a pink iced donut with jam in the middle apparently. Thanks to Peter and to Dan for bringing in 4, I thought it was 3, it was 4 dozen donuts. 48. 48, 4 dozen donuts. Yeah, we know he's an EPT winner. Why are you surprised me he's not in Barcelona? He's done it once, he doesn't need to do it again. He's not had a title for a GUKPT for a long time. And now with the ace-4, John's going to be calling.
Yep.
John's going to look down and sees ace-10, he's going to see the good news.
Well, if he's calling King 9 tower, I'm guessing he's calling ace-10 for less. Or for more, sorry. 16 bigs, 5-handed, maybe not. Maybe not. I think we can still fold this one as John, but he is actually in front here. It's actually a really close one, this one, the ace-10. The King 9 I don't think was too close at all, but this is a lot tougher decision for him. He's asked for a count, Middy actually has him covered. Nice jam by Middy though, to be fair, with the ace-4 suited. I don't think we need to call this one off. I know we can see if he could see the cards, he'd be in a heartbeat, but try and never look at the whole cards when we're doing this stream. Always take them out of account, and it does let it go.
Yeah.
I'd much prefer that. I think it's quite close, but
John.
I wouldn't say it's an easy fold. Plonker Rodders. I think Ace Jack might even be the line if you plug it.
Yeah. I've not eaten 48 donuts. The new GM and the card room manager.
They brought us in 2 dozen, so he's had 24 donuts.
There were 4 boxes and 2 left by side of me. No, there wasn't.
But I just can't believe you're resting your donut on your pork pie.
Because I'm waiting for the Branston pickle. You've got to have the pork pie first. Go on then, who wants this pink donut? Eesh. So Middy got his stack up. to 1.4 mil. We shout, says I'm all in on the small, 8-4. Oh, John says yes, snap call. I haven't got ace king yet, but it's a 60-40.
2 live cards, that's all you need sometimes.
It's a 60-40. $60-40, 8 of spades against ace king.
It's just gone favourite. 2 live cards and a flush draw is going to put in favourite. As you see, 57%.
We shout Lou is favourite for the hand.
And
deads
locks it on the turn.
Deads it on the turn. John has just finished in 5th.
£18,540.
John Blanchard,
Yeah,
great effort.
Yeah, I think he played well for a lot of that
Jay
final
has loved
table.
watching you play.
I think
So we.
he done a lot of nice stuff on this FT tower, but we are down to the final 4. And I'm just going to pop out and get the tees.
Okay.
I will be back.
We're down to 4. Ladies and gentlemen, we are on 4. Well played, John. Loved watching you play. Really enjoyed it.
Floor table 20.
Whoa, floor table 20. What does that mean? Floor? Oh. Whoa, Jay's gone at the wrong time. Can we have a look at the numbers? The look in there. We shout Lou. Can we have a look at the numbers? Says the top 4. Minnie's not said a word. Can we have a look at the numbers, please? Let's have a look at the numbers. Let's have a look at the chip counts. Not played a hand. All of a sudden we've gone really slow. Well, you've come back. They've only said, can we have a look at the numbers, please?
Oh,
And they've gone a bit...
Maybe 62, 69, 60,000, 54, 9,
So, the numbers are... Well, they might be. I'm not sure. Let me have a listen. I think. He's still talking, obviously. First. Cookie Monster said it should be 80, 70, 50, 40.
nah.
80,
Not how close Giaz, Longmao and Midi are. If there is a deal done, Giaz and Longmao will probably get not similar amounts, but like a couple of grand out each.
They're shaking hands.
So there we go.
They're shaking.
Oh, I was looking at PK like, we've got any numbers? And there we go.
We shall lose.
There we go.
75,501. Jazz Lee, 62,669. Longman Fan, 60,046. And Tom Middleton, 55.
Are we done?
Well, weirdly, they've just said we're splitting it exactly down. We're just playing for the trophy. This is going to be carnage. Actually, not far off. It's not far off at all. 10,000 off each player. But yeah, miles off. Miles off. I'm not being funny, but that was miles off. So there we go. 75, 62, 60 and 54.
There's still loads of play left in this tower.
There is.
But they've done a chop and not left anything to play for other
That's
than
weird.
the trophy.
That's the weird bit.
So the fact that they're just playing for the trophy now, Tower, obviously no money to play for.
Who wants the trophy most?
Yeah.
Who's going to play normal? The bets happen whoever actually lifts the trophy at the end. There will be a winner. They are playing on for the trophy. I can't say it's going to be normal poker, but what will happen is there will be a winner.
This might turn into the £5
There you go.
at the Dog and Duck. There we
Does
go.
not want the trophy. So he's guaranteed £55,000 as Midi.
It would be a great move if Midi had aces or kings here, though, wouldn't it? act like we're not. Oh, he's got
Queen
Queen
eight.
8 off. Okay, Queen 8 off. We Shao and Giaz seems like they want to play properly.
Yeah. First one's good, says Longmount.
Oh, wow.
Get him in. Can't do it. Here's Queen. There we go. We could be down to 3. There's Frankie to see the cards. He's thinking, what?
Queen 8 off.
How's that happened?
So nothing to play for other than the trophy. I guess the trophy might mean something to a few, but I'm guessing Midi's not fussed. He just wants to get home.
We're both here, Queen. That makes no difference.
So Midi looking like 4th place finish. I think he's just done. Wants to get home, Tower, and that will be it. But he's going to have to stay a little longer. And the 9 on the river. Midi wanted to get to the bar. Unfortunately, he's going to have to stay seated for a bit longer.
Looks like Longmount. He hasn't gone yet. It looks like he's got chips left. He's taking his bag, but they'll probably shout him back very shortly. Because it looks like he has chips. They're going to check the stacks. Richie Burner drove past the dog and pheasant yesterday and he thought of us too. But it wasn't the dog and duck. It was close. It was a pheasant. A C4 doing the advertising for the EPT. Must be wanting a seat somewhere. Telling us all that it's the EPT Day 1B tomorrow. Cheers, the C4.
I bet he'll win a random draw for the PCA next year.
Of course he will. Of course he will. Normally about 2 weeks before.
That random draw.
Normally about 2 weeks before he'll get that random draw. C4. You amazingly won a ticket out of 78,000 people. Your name came out first.
I love you really, Sifo.
Absolutely. Like the samosas better, but you know.
Giaz 8-6 suited is all in. This is carnage, Tower. Quimmin is in with Queen 6.
You've got a game to go to, Jay.
God.
Oh, we're all playing like we're double parked downstairs, and the congestion charge starts at 9 p.m.
This is carnage, Tower. I think the only one that wants to win is We Shall. He's just
He is. He wants a trophy.
It's great.
I'm not getting involved. I'm texting me mates.
It's great for Weishao if he wants
Absolutely.
the trophy, because he's going to be a huge favourite if everyone's just
Have
getting
they done
in.
a deal? Queen 6 against 8, 6 against Ace Jack. What do you think?
Ace Jack of Longmount is holding at the moment. Gia's going to need an 8 or a 6. Midi going to need a queen. Heart on the turn, good for the Ace Jack. Takes away the hearts from Midi. And Giaz's outs to the river is the king of clubs. So we're going to lose Giaz in 4th place. Longmount's going to win the main pot, and Midi's going to win a big side. So Midi now up to 4.1 million chips.
What did Giaz win? He got himself £62,669. Well done, Giaz. Oh, Adam had 200 quid at 20s on Giaz. Oh, wow. That deal's just scuppered it.
I think the people that have backed Midi, though, are licking their lips at the moment.
So we're on 3. Captain GG, yeah, there's not a lot we can do about it at all. Big John's in the building. Thanks for entertaining us, young man. Loved it. Really enjoyed it. Thank you very much. And a great effort. Super effort. Well done. Lovely.
John just coming to say hello
John
in the
Blanchard
booth.
just come back, says he's going to watch it all back. He loves watching it all back, loves watching it when he's not in the final himself. We're going all in a call, believe it or not. Fancy that. Weishao has got the 8s. No, he hasn't.
Yes, he has.
Yes, he has. Needs to fade a king. And he does. So Midi down to 800,000.
Yep, no money for the win. They've just chopped it.
Yeah,
And they're playing for the trophy, and that is it.
that's it.
Didn't realise John watched the stream. I understand now. He said I watch the stream all the time. I understand why he's playing like he was.
There you go.
It makes sense.
He's learned everything off you. That's what he's done.
Alex Montgomery in the last 32 of the 2K with 12K locked.
Very nice.
Bet that's got a heap up top. Good luck, Alex. I'd love Alex the ship's 8. He's due. He deserves one.
Yeah.
Really nice guy. One of the good guys. I'd
Yeah.
really love him to do well.
Just hope we don't get a bad beat. He'll kick hell out of the chair as he's leaving. We know it's in Barcelona. Oh, Zacabello said, where was it? How are we doing, Zacabello? Weishao to bring it home. But I've had half of what I had on Giaz. Yeah, a lot of people back Giaz late. There's still going to be a champion, Mr. Nick, Seek Nick. There's still going to be a champion, but it has changed the whole complex.
Oh, we got a three-way all in. It could be
This
over.
could be it.
It could be over.
This could be it.
If the King 9 of Weishao holds here, we have a champion. And he's in great shape with Longmount and Midi sharing a jack here. So this could be curtains for Midi and Longmount, and Weishao will lift the trophy.
Is this the final hand in London? Is this it? Peaky, I think so. It's putting up the tripod. Is this it? King 9 for Weishao Lu. Longmouth fan Jack 8 and midi. Tom Middleton has got the Jack 5. Drawing pretty thin.
Well, they both hit their
Whoa.
kicker. We've gone from first to last, as we shout. Gonna need a king or a 9. And 8 on the turn, so
Longmouth.
yeah, Longmouth.
He's going to take out. Oh, he's not going to take out
No,
midi. 'cause
no
mid-
one's going to go out. Midi's
No.
going to be left with about 200k. Longmouth with treble, and we shout is going to be back down to around 5.5 million. There we are, 5.7 million. So here we go, still free-handed.
We don't expect an ending like this, but that's the way it's fell today. Not a lot we can do about it. This is what they chopped it up. This is what they chopped up. 4-way, didn't play a hand, says, can we chop it? They says, of course we can. 55,000 for midi. Longmouth fans 60,000 and a bit of change. Jazz Lee 62. And we shall out 75.5. Not a lot we can do about it. But midi still in.
Where's the next stop on tour?
Where are we going next?
We
Go
are
on.
off to Luton. Wednesday the 13th, it kicks off with the
Yeah.
mini satellite, mini/midi satellite.
It is a bit blurred that, but if
Yeah.
you don't forget, please check the Poker Live app. It is on there. It's been on there a couple of weeks. The one big change is the seniors is on the first Saturday and not the last Sunday because there's a closer at the bottom of £200 and it's a turbo, I've been told.
It's definitely a turbo with a 20-minute
So
clock.
the seniors is on the first Saturday. £200 in, starts at 3 p.m. on the Saturday. So there we go. If you fancy playing the seniors on the first Saturday, and everything else is on the app, and all been on social media as well all weekend. So check out Grosvenor Poker on Facebook, on Instagram, Twitter, everywhere you can get Grosvenor.
So they're
there.
all in blind
There
again.
we go. Is this it this time? Not with 7 deuces. So 7
What-
2 7 4
what-
king 10.
What a winner's picture it would be with 7 deuce. So
No.
you get the winner's picture with 7 deuce in a double bust out.
Is the game on?
Yeah, so
Is it an extra pony if you win with 7 deuce?
unlikely to win this one. We shall only 14% equity, so we're going to be here with the flips until someone has gone. But
Yeah.
I think they've all agreed just to go all in blind every hand. So Longmouth favourite to win this one. Oh, there's the deuce though, and that does catapult We Shall into the lead, but he has got to fade a catalogue of outs here. Kings, 10s, 4s and 5s. And there's a jack and now a queen working, so fading kings, queens, 10s, 4s and 5s, and we have a champion.
Kings, queens, 10 4s.
It's a deuce! Tricks with the 7 deuce. It's all over. We Shall Lau is our champion. Tower's got to get off, and we will be with him shortly for the interview and the trophy presentation. But that is it, guys. Main event has finished. 405 started. We come back today with 18 players. We thought it was going to be a long day, but it was 9-handed for a good hour and a half. We lost a couple of players. We still thought it was going to be a long day. It got to 4-handed, and the 4 wanted to do a deal. I'll quickly chuck it up again for you why I'm here. There's the money. We Shall Lau going to take the trophy. Giaz Lee was 62k. Longmouth fan was 60. Midi with just under 55k. It's a nice payday for those 4 players. But Tower making his way out into the field, and we will be heading over to the winner for the trophies presentation very shortly. We are back in just under 3 weeks' time. We will be in Luton. We're going to have 5 days of coverage there, starting with a cash game stream. I'm going to try and get a nice 6-card PLO game for our viewers and see if it can be as hectic as last year. And then it's just high roller and main event coverage for the rest of the weekend. But it's been a fantastic festival. Couple of mentions, one for Ravi Chef winning the mini main and the midi main. That is an unbelievable feat, especially in London where we get the biggest amount of runners in the field. And a big shout out to Brandon Shields, who made 4 final tables this week, closing one out in the high roller. Actually it was midi that he beat heads up. So we are all set and ready. It looks like Tower's got the microphone. We Shall is there. He's got his earphones and he might need to take them out but we are going to head over to Tower on the floor with We Shout very shortly for the trophy presentation and the interview.
Long show. I'll tell you what, we weren't expecting that to finish so quickly. We were getting the seatbelts on, we were getting ready, 500, and all of a sudden it was just a deal and over. How happy are you at the minute?
Yeah, it's amazing. My English is not so good, so I'm sorry.
No, don't worry, man. You understand this accent, you'll do well.
I didn't expect I will win with the 2-7.
The old 2-7 was the game on.
Yeah, it's lucky. I'm lucky man today.
Happy with the chop?
It's cool with me. Yeah, everything will happen. I don't know what will happen under this, so it's cool with me. The chop is cool. Yeah.
Yeah, it was when you.
I'm happy when I'm the best lucky thing and chop.
Yeah.
Maybe in half hour, maybe in later I will get unlock.
Yeah. Well, once you got all the chips, you were pretty tough to play against.
Yeah, I don't know.
It was a good shot. We'll keep it short and sweet. Understanding this language is a little bit harder for you and then for me. But long shout. Yeah. We're going to get the trophy. We're going to get Joe. Joe, please hand over the trophy because champion of the GUKPT in London is Mr. Long Shout Low. The quickest chop ever. We're going to hand straight back to Jay. Get this man with some photos and some pictures. Jay, that was quick. Straight back to you. That was quick. Straight back to you.
Cheers, Tower. And we are done, guys. That is us for the festival. It's been a great 5 days of streaming. There's been some antics on the stream. If you haven't watched it all and you've got some time to go back, there has been laughs, there's been joking. It's all been going on. We had quads over quads, double-decker buses, the lot. There we go. That's what someone brought in for me today, a double-decker bus.
Number 43, bus for Jay, bus for Jay. What a finish.
Yeah, what a finish.
We weren't expecting that
we
at all.
don't often get that.
We were ready to strap in and get ourselves down. We got to 400 and obviously they did just thought that let's chop it up. We can't do anything about it. I know you guys sometimes just like it to play through all the way through, and so do we, but you can't take it away from the guys that have entertained us all last 4 days. That the chopped it up well. What do you think about the chop?
Chop's fine, it's just ICM chop. I thought Midi might have turned it down, but maybe he couldn't be bothered to ask for more and just thought, you know what, I'm just going to get this done. Get on a flight to Barca, perhaps he might be heading over to Spain.
Well, if he is...
But it was just an ICM chop, so that's what their chips were worth, so that's what they should get.
If he does, the seafood will be waiting for him in the airport to pick him up in the limo, you know what I mean? So. Strange finish for us. We weren't expecting it at all. But it is what it is, and Midi has had a great week, second in the high roller, and he's chopped it for 55,000 in the main event as well. Super week. Can't forget Brandon Shields' efforts.
Yeah, I mentioned it while you was out there on the floor doing the interviews. Yeah, I said about Brandon, I said about Ravi. It's all right. It's all right. You can say it again if you want.
Not at all. Don't want to repeat ourselves, but well done to Ravi. Who is on his way to Barcelona because he was watching the live stream in the airport. But you guys, as always, entertaining in the chat as well. But a right good laugh. All you winners, you'll have your tokens credited tomorrow. So watch out for them in your box. So good luck and well done to everybody for winning one of the Jay and Tower things. So we had a right good laugh. He's been handcuffed to what he can send out, but he still did over £500 yet again. So thanks to Tom for that. But that's just about it. We're on our way to Luton in 3 weeks' time, as you can see there, starting on Wednesday, the 13th of September. You've done that as well, have you?
I did do that as well, but carry on.
Luton is on. It's all on the app if you can't read that. But Wednesday the 13th of September it starts and finishes on Sunday the 26th. That's us on the next live stream. As you can see there, the ones in yellow is where we're next. But don't forget the 2550s, Leeds, Edinburgh, Reading, Blackpool and Birmingham before that in 2 weeks' time. Enjoy yourselves. Have a great rest. We're off for a bit of an early finish, a little very unexpected, I must admit, but it's been another cracking week from the team. Cardroom Direct performed and we delivered another fantastic stream. Thanks for watching, you guys. You make it as much as what we do. and we will see you again
In Luton.
in Luton. And don't forget, it's the number 73 that you have to catch to get yourself to Luton. Jay will be on it, I'm pretty sure.
Standing up. I'll be standing up on it.
From the tower and the team, well, what a great effort. We'll see you in Luton in 3 weeks.
Cheers,
Ta-ta.
guys. Good night.
Do one more. Keep looking at the lens, right? Keep your eyes on the lens.
Oh, keep eyes on the.
Yeah,
Okay,
keep
no
looking
problem.
right at the lens, okay? Say it again. Perfect. And 1, 2, 3. Go. Good luck. Congrats. Happy end? Yeah, yeah. Right, yeah.
Leanne, obviously the important part as well. Bring this to cash desk.
Okay, transfer to my friend's account.
And everything gets sorted by them. We can't do anything with that. So just speak to the cash desk, they'll do everything.
Thank you. Yeah.
Something we've never ever had either. Double elimination on the final hand.
Was it? Yes. 7-2 and whatever.
It's like they're going all in.
They just jammed everyone. They are big. I think I'm out of it. They're in 19s. Really in a week. No, I think I'll do it. I know you don't get fine too. 9, 11, 11.7, 12.1, 12.4, 9.